Welcome everyone to this meditation session today, which I've been honoured to be able to offer on behalf of the Dhammadharani community. Hello, Ayya. Welcome to everyone at Dhammadharani. Here in the UK, it's afternoon, latish afternoon, but I can say good morning to most of you. So we have a chance to meditate together. How wonderful. Let's sit comfortably. Check out your posture. How is it? And make yourselves really comfortable. We'll sit meditation for about 40 minutes. I'll give a little bit of guidance. Closing the eyes. Easing into the posture, suitable posture, nice and upright and relaxed. And we bring our attention, don't we, to the body, to this experience, physical experience that we're having, giving more attention as we close the eyes and let go of the sense realm to whatever extent we can. We're not trying to function right now, speaking or listening, apart from just gently tuning in to this voice, if you like, and letting the body be still, settle. It's beautiful to sit together, but as we come into the formal meditation practice, this is really about coming home to this very particular experience, a wise witnessing of this mind and body. And how fortunate we don't have to make it anything complicated. We don't have to make anything happen. We're opening now to simply the way it is, this moment. Let's see how fully we can wake up and witness this moment, friends. Breathing deep, feeling the breath all over the body, perhaps, or feeling the breath wherever we feel the breath. Feeling around the body, seeing what it's like, sitting, relaxing in breathing. This physical, material realm that we're constantly in touch with is such an opportunity for us to grow wisdom through wise attention. It couldn't really be any simpler, could it? We just have to be here, attend, feel, experience whatever is happening in this moment. And for some, it may be helpful to focus on an object of meditation, be it the breath, or could be something like the weight of the body sitting. Could be scanning through the body, bringing the attention all around the body. Could be witnessing a sort of open, spacious awareness, which includes the body. Or for some, it may be an objectless awareness, very present, wide open, witnessing all that arises and passes. However we're practicing, doesn't matter really. What matters is that we're here. We're waking up to this experience. Willingly, wisely, opening to this present. Even as we open to this present moment, we can wisely observe how impossible to pinpoint it is, ever changing, flowing, process. And we can witness how impersonal this flow is. Impossible to create myself here. Impossible to hold on to anything here. And we can let go into this experience of the process of change. Wise witnesses of what is. This restless realm. So let's keep observing and allow curiosity, interest, energy that's not too excitable, just the right amount, just this side of dull, awake, peacefully energized. Taking an interest, recognizing, knowing that this is the work to be done. developing wise attention. So alive, so dynamic, so vital, this attention. Let's not miss a single experience. Of body breathing. Here. Attending to the elusive now. is it now? We can start to wisely attend to how is the state of mind? Just to see, just to understand, just to know where there's restlessness or where there's sleepiness, where the mind is distracted or focused, and we get to know as we sit, and so kindly, so compassionately, we can bring in, where needed, any medicine, being our own wise physician. The mind is distracted, restless. Okay, let's bring in the remedy of focus and narrow down the object. Make it simple. Focus in on just this breath, just this point, just this aspect of our experience. And where the mind is sleepy, okay, let's straighten, bring in the energy medicine of deep breaths and open eyes, an upright posture to energize and bring up the balance of energy again. And where the mind is distracted, all over the place, worried, obsessed, confused, anxious, okay, great compassion, medicine, great kindness, medicine, patience, listening, allowing, and gently returning to the simplicity of this moment where there's no past, future, and the present is fascinatingly elusive. Coming back to wisely attending to this flow, this process. And so we can so kindly and carefully balance the awakening qualities, balance the energy, balance the degree of focus required, help the body to be upright and alert. All the remedies are here for us to bring this fine-tuning, wisely supporting our mindfulness. Deepening the attention here. How is the attention now? Is there a sharp focus, one-pointedness? Or is there a diffuse, radiant brightness and clarity? Or did the voice disturb the machinations, cogitations? It's all good, just to know, to keep witnessing, to hold vigil here, to get to know, to kindly, compassionately attend. How is it now? How is it now? Are the hindrances creeping in or assailing the mind? No problem. Simply applying the remedy as needed, energizing the drowsiness can be done, calming the restlessness can be done. Witnessing desire, aversion, and we can apply the remedies. Bring in kindness, compassion, and care. Remembering, attuning to impermanence, coming back to the flow, coming back to searching for this elusive presence, this elusive now. Now we can see whether the mind is settling, the witnessing is strengthening, or we're feeling despondent and hopeless, and it's all good. It's all just right. We can just continue to develop always this opportunity, always this possibility to breathe deep, sit straight, and begin again. Just a few minutes more for our meditation, formal practice, and knowing that just a few precious minutes to go. Let's imagine these were our very last minutes of this life. How precious, how urgent, how intense. Allow our awareness to radiate forth. Sharp, bright, alert, grateful, not holding on, but making the most of every moment. Kindly, with great compassion, feeling the feelings. So we can very gently and gradually, taking time to really observe and notice the transition. Maybe breathe deep and open the eyes. Come into the shared space of Sangha. Thank you all for your practice. So big welcome again to all of you, dear friends, and also the Venerables. Respects to you all there at Dhammadharani. We have a little bit of time. Thank you, Ayya. So nice to see who's there. Wonderful to see you all. So please feel free. We have a little bit of time if there are any questions or reflections that are present for you about meditation, specifically the meditation practice. Feel free. Dilshan.
Yeah, permission from the Noble Triple Gem and permission from the Venerable Sobana, permission from Venerable Brahmavara, and permission from all Venerable Bhikkhunis and Samaneris and Anagarikas at the Dhammadharma Monastery and the Hermitage. Could you please explain to me how one should switch from sitting to meditation? I've tried doing so, but the transition has not always been smooth. So please explain to me how the transition should take place. Thank you so much, and may the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem be with you.
Thank you, Dilshan. That's a really wonderful question. If I'm getting you right, and tell me if I'm wrong, are you asking about the transition from sitting, just life, to formal practice and maybe back again?
If I feel that sitting is no longer comfortable, I like to start walking, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it properly because the transition is not smooth to me. Maybe I tackle it, after a while, but just that, the movement of my feet and the motion and everything initially is bit, I would say, isn't as smooth as I would like it to be.
Yeah, thank you very much for clarifying. That's really helpful. Yeah, it's very interesting, actually, isn't it, to observe these transitions. We can really learn a lot about our mind when we observe how we respond to change in these ways. And I don't know, personally, I have huge resistance to change. And so when the gong goes at the end of a meditation, it's, oh no, I have to transition now. And so that's very interesting, just to see, oh, that's a quality, that's something to really witness and learn from. And so, yeah, I think for probably many of us still, Shan, it's like the different practices have a very different flavor to them. And we may have some sense of preference for this or that, some sense of one practice, say, sitting as easier, maybe in some ways than walking meditation, and other people will feel the other way around. The walking so much easier, sitting still is very difficult. So I think really it's like I don't have any specific advice, but I would recommend really examining this and exploring and investigating how the mind is responding. And that witnessing, that attentiveness to how it is really the practice, right? So this is of
Yeah.
great benefit, of great fruit, if you can be with. And so it's not trying to change this experience that you're having, but just observing and still do the sitting and still do the walking practice. And I think for all of us, actually, there's a great invitation that Dilshan's brought in very helpfully, which is to be really attentive to the transitions. They really show us a lot. They'll really highlight for us where we might have aversion, where we may experience desire or confusion, you know. And also, it's okay to observe that some practices work really well for us and others not so well, and to incline towards that which is beneficial. For instance, if I am prone to sleepiness when I sit and I'm just nodding off the whole time, and it's good to work with that. I'm saying to be willing to work with that, but also to get up and walk if it's really problematic. And the energy will come up, and we can't really fall asleep when we're walking. We're much more likely to be attending to our experience. And so, it's okay to, I say, Dilshan, I don't know how it is for you, but to notice where you find it easier to be attentive and where you don't, and to work on those difficult postures or practices, but also to give time for the practices which are really working well for us. Thank you very much. I hope that meets your question.
It did. Thank you for your advice.
Thank you, Dilshan. Ayya Sobana, do you have anything you'd like that you could add for us on this topic?
I do. I was remembering that, Ayya, that you had a very long tudong. Was it in Spain or Italy? You had a really long walk this past
Yeah,
year.
I was in Spain, Ayya, the Camino.
Yes. So then, um, the thing is, when we were first learning how to do sitting meditation at the very beginning, the mind was so restless and it was so difficult to even settle down, even for the length of 2 breaths, or even for the length of 1 breath, difficult for the mind to settle. And we had to spend a lot of time bearing up to that restlessness, but then eventually the mind becomes willing to let go of the restlessness and to settle because of just giving it time. And so in a certain way, I think that giving more time to walking meditation, for me, always moving from sitting to walking is a big time that restlessness comes up. Something about the body is moving, and so the mind starts moving. And but then doing when there's when there's a chance to do a more extended walking meditation, even spending 2 or 3 hours in a day doing walking meditation, the mind gets tired of being restless and becomes willing to let go of restlessness and to settle down within that walking posture. So that might be an experiment that one could try.
Thank you, Ayya.
Thank you, Ayya, for your insight.
Anybody else have any questions, reflections? If you'd like to share how this meditation was for you or how you meditate, feel very free. Gabriella and or Alessandra.
It's Alessandra in this case.
Hello.
First of all, I am really grateful. I wanted to just feedback about the sitting. I usually don't enjoy sitting with too much instructions, but I found that the instructions were very interesting. And yeah, I found it was very interesting. I found it was very helpful, and the mind could be actually once you said something about to look at this everything that is changing, this anicca that is happening, and it's really nice to see that, because then there is a disidentification with the anicca that is happening, or with whatever happens and changes, and one can see the change without being suffering the change. So to witness is different. So I am really grateful for that. I found it was very, very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a wonderful way for me personally, and I hope for all of us, this encouragement to give all attention and energy for witnessing change. And I'm really interested that when we really pay attention to anicca, it's very hard to actually grasp or hold on to anything at all. And even the present moment is something really impossible to find. And I find that a very urgent practice, a very easeful practice for energizing the mind and keeping it on track. I believe this is what the Chan practitioners call Huato, the glass mountain. We're trying to be present, and it's like climbing a glass mountain. We can never actually get to the top. That is, we can never actually get to the definitively present moment experience because it's changing so rapidly. And so this is very helpful, I find. And I love what you just said there about the witnessing of change. It takes away the personal, anything that's personal in that experience of change. How helpful a comment, how insightful. Thank you for that. Ayya Sobana, would you like to, do you feel moved to add anything at this point?
Well, I'm very much been thinking continuously for these weeks about the stream entry theme. And it is so amazing that it is so beneficial to hear a speech about, say, impermanence, to listen and to just take in these ideas that are coming by way of these words that are pointing to an idea, and then to this pondering and reflecting, this thinking. It's not bad to think about it. And then there's yet another something, a third something that is happening within the more silent end of the meditation. That's not a pondering or reflecting or philosophizing about it, but instead just kind of like the idea is planted, and then just relax and just be there with it, and allow impermanence to do its work in our heart, to cut off the tendency of grasping and reactions. It's like eventually the mind lets go. I was talking before about giving up restlessness. It's like the mind gives up all the struggle and just is able to be present within this change. Yeah.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Ayya. Thanks, everybody, so much for being here, for being present. And I hope some of you might be able to join us this afternoon for the Sutta study. Otherwise, wishing you a very good week. We'll finish with closing homage.
Okay. Shall I recite?
Thank you, Ayya.
The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the blessed one. The teachings so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha.
Thank you so much for teaching through retreat periods and always feel connected. So thank you very much. I know that's your time to go away and meditate. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.